What is up, everybody? Apparently not Bitcoin. We definitely took a little bit of a dump today. Uh, I'm long at 81.73 from my previous video. I'm still long. I'm not going to get out of this long unless we break down underneath this major support that we have here on the daily. I know I got a lot on here, but I'm going to kind of go through what I'm thinking. One of the areas that I like, if you just take the full, the low back here at 3,100 or so, all the way up to the high at 13.7. The 61.8% level is at 72.50, right around this level. The previous low here is at 7,300 or so. So I kind of highlighted in green this kind of major support zone. Another thing that I like as another, kind of a validation of an area of support, excuse me, is the 610 exponential moving average on the daily. You can see back here, you had some support, broke here, got in, broke here, came back here, tested as resistance, broke here. Then we went off to the races. Then we're back down here, and then basically the 610 is at 73.18 right now, which is just below the previous, or basically it's the low here, or just below the low of 73.33 on Bitfinex here. The reason I'm doing this Bitfinex chart is because someone asked me to do that exchange. So you're looking at support on the moving average. You're looking at the support at the previous low. You also got support over here at the 61.8% level of just the retracement of the high and low from the December low all the way up to the high in June. Nice little, or not little, but a nice little retrace, or I keep saying little, nice retracement down. Uh, One thing that we haven't done yet, and I'm just throwing this out here. I'm not saying that we should go all, go buy and go crazy. I will be buying here to dollar cost average my position, and then stop everything out on a break of this. Really, the break of the 61.8% level, 72.50. If it closes under there, then I'll definitely be out and kind of go to the sideline here for a little bit and see what's going on. But one of the things I'm looking at, and I just want to get your guys' opinion. Not that I'm trading off of this, but this is just I'm kind of looking at it as a little bit of validation. So I just wanted to kind of get some feedback from you guys of what you thought. A couple of things. We had, back in December, there was a bullish divergence right here, lower lows. And then as the RSI is making, it didn't make a low on, as we were making new lows on price, the RSI didn't make a new low. So you kind of had a higher low here on the actual indicator or the oscillator itself. And then we kind of broke out to the upside here, and then we held support right around in this area as the market went down through the 61.8% level and came down to 78.60. This is actually an area in here is where I bought based on a bunch of different things. So if you were following me way back when, I was saying to buy in here. Everyone was, not everyone, but a lot of people were thinking that it would break 3,100 again and work to the downside. And it held, which was nice. But then we kind of took off to the races. So got a lot of heat for it, but hopefully I'm kind of going into the same realm here, getting a lot of heat for buying in this area. So hopefully it holds. No guarantees in markets, of course, and I'm not super confident, but I'm getting some nice signals different ways to say that it might be a little bit of a safe bet to dollar cost average this. So we had a bullish divergence here recently with the lower low on price, and then a bullish divergence here on the RSI as it didn't make a lower low on the indicator itself. Now this is where it gets kind of interesting. When I'm looking at, it kind of broke the 61.8% level, and that's I was at 81.73 thinking that it would hold, but it went through that 78.60 and is looking toward a full retracement. That's why back here it held the 68 or the 78.6% level back here in December or January, and held and then went higher. But this one broke down, definitely probably hit some stops, worked its way down to the downside here. But one thing that I'm looking at right here, it hasn't made a new low yet. everybody's going all nuts and crazy that this market is breaking down. And of course, this is a major move to the downside, since we saw 10.4, up here. Um, and of course, if you're at 7,300, I actually bought right here, right before this run up. If you were following my videos, I got stopped out at 9,700. Just waiting. I didn't, of course, get 10.4 as a high, but I had stops on it as things were starting to turn a little bit. Um, but then I bought back again at 81.73, and now I'm buying again. I'll probably be buying here shortly. So I'll probably be right around 76.60 or so, somewhere right around there. I'm going to look at a couple of things, but I will be buying down in this range because we haven't made a new low. Um, and I'm looking at that as I know this is an early call, but I think it's a little bit of a hidden bullish divergence. And I got that written down here because what I'm looking at is this price didn't make a new low or even test the previous low. And at the same time, the RSI is just starting to inch lower than it was last time. So when it hit this area at 73.33 here, and the RSI dipped to this point, we're not even to the point of that exact low or making a new low, and the RSI is already it's just under where it was before. So you're kind of pushing a little further. So you got a lot of selling interest not making a new low. So that to me is a little bit of a hidden bullish divergence. So that right there could be support in itself. So when that is happening, along with the moving average, along with the Fibonacci line here, the full retracement level, and it not happening, I feel like this could be an area of buying interest where it should come in, testing what I call major support. Because if this hits right here and it breaks down under this support, everyone that's trying to be long like me are going to say, all right, I'm getting the hell out, and then I'm going to hang my hat somewhere else. Most likely, if it breaks this level, I'm not going to look at the market until probably, or I mean, unless of course things start to change indicator wise. But a break of this level would bring us down. I put the target level at the 78.6 level, 5,500. So I'm going to wait a couple $1,000 to the downside, most likely on this break, unless we start to get around 6,000 or so. Off of other deals that people were talking about. But that 6,000 level is going to be a psychological level, some technical levels. So if it comes down to that 6,000 and the indicators start to flip, I might be buying there, but I'll be stopped out on the break of that. But I like that target level of 50, almost 5,500. On a break of this. But right now, I'm hoping that it doesn't break because what I'm looking at is a lot of support, a little bit of hidden bullish divergence. I'm not super confident on it, but it is kind of interesting. And then also, one other thing would be the I lost my mind there a second. Oh, the ADX. On the ADX, yes, the market has been coming down, and it really came down the last few days. But one thing that's interesting is that the ADX, yeah, it's lipped up just a little bit, but it's still not really above a level that I like to see, and I have it here on the dotted line. Basically, it's right around 22, and I get it from over in here where it hit there a few times, and then it finally broke at this point right here to the upside where the bull or the bears started to take over when the ADX kicked back above that level, and that's when we saw that huge capitulation or that trend line break up here to where it started to work its way down. So right now it's not even back above that level. So there's not a lot of momentum that's being built for the downside move in price. So that right there is not really super strong for this down move, as I have written right here. So that, along with the slight hidden bullish divergence, a whole bunch of different support levels coming from previous historical levels on the 61.8%, the moving average, all that jazz. Hopefully it holds. So I'm putting this out there as looking for some feedback. What do you guys think of this hidden bullish divergence? Am I full of shit? Is it too early? I'd like to know what you guys think on that. Also, your thoughts on the ADX. Is it enough to give us enough momentum to push through that previous low? And a lot of the support, that would be another question. Right now, I'm not seeing it, and of course, with it not making or touching the low, I think this is where we find some buying interest and we start to move to the upside. Are we going to rally right out of here? I'd love to see it, but of course, even though there's not a lot of momentum for the bears, there's not a lot of momentum for the bulls either. So we could see a lot of sideways action here between the 7,400 and basically 8,500. We can probably be in that range for a little bit. I'd like to see it get back above 85 and start to kick with some momentum before we start to get crazy. But right now, range bound, but definitely supportive. So I'm going to go with cautiously optimistic, where I'm supportive the market, but not completely bullish the market. So that's my call. Any questions, comments, concerns? I'd love your feedback. FiboSwanny, I'm out on Twitter. Happy trading, and peace out.